Hello, my name is Martin O'Malley. I'm the former governor of Maryland, and today we're going to be talking to Robert Shea. And Robert is the National Managing Principal for Public Policy at Grant Thornton, and most importantly for this conversation, actually has a lot of experience in presidential transitions. He was on the transition teams of George W. Bush, John McCain, and also Mitt Romney's transition team, where he led the Romney government management planning team. And as I recall, Robert, the Romney team got some high marks as to how they went about their transition and the professionalism and the speed of it. So let's jump right in. Both parties have now chosen their nominee, and underneath this campaign, which is playing out, is the transition process. How has the modern transition process changed in recent years when it comes to the presidency of the United States?
Thank you, Governor. One of the big concerns candidates have, and you can probably relate to this, was that they would be accused of measuring the drapes before they got elected. But right. they might look presumptuous. But in our democracy, the peaceful transition from one elected president to another has been historic in its peacefulness, but has also been kind of rushed. So there's been a steady improvement in the degree to which we've given candidates permission to begin planning to assume the awesome responsibility of the presidency.
I'm glad to know that our country, in part thanks to your leadership and your involvement, is professionalizing that transition process. We do, as Americans, take for granted, I think, the degree to which, unique among democracies around the world, we've had such a steady string of peaceful transitions. But to make it more professional is in everyone's interest. So, but you can.
One of the reasons that so much has been invested in professionalizing the transitions is that there are so many risks facing the nation and the world, and we have such an important role to play in those, that there's a risk that during the transition, many of those risks come to pass. And so it's really important that somebody's eyes on the ball at all times, and that we don't miss an emerging risk as we pass the baton.
Is there also in transition national security briefings that the nominees, that even the challenging and non-incumbent nominee starts to receive?
Yep, the nominee will begin receiving the national security brief, if not now, certainly post-election. And it's incumbent on the outgoing administration to open the kimono and be really candid about what ongoing challenges are, what ongoing hotspots are in the world, so that they can sort of jointly monitor those things, again, so that no ball gets dropped in passing the baton.
Right. This really drives home the truth that governing is 90% follow-up, doesn't it? I mean, you can have all the lofty promises you want, but on day one, you need to have a team in place that can actually execute and get things done.
You sure do. The president sets the goals. He ought to delegate responsibility for crafting the plan and then getting the team in place to go and execute.
Yeah, well, some of the best advice I received in transition came from Ed Rendell. One of the pieces of wisdom was make every decision as if you're not running for re-election. But the second piece, to your point of transition and getting things done, is surround yourself with the best people you can possibly find. Would you agree?
I would. That's probably one of the most important things a president can do, is staff his or her administration with really, really good, talented people.
Robert Shea, thanks so much. I'm not sure there are many people that can say that they worked on as many transitions as recently and relevantly as you have. So thanks a lot for this time, and thanks for your insights.
Thanks, Governor.